There was once a teenager who worked as a janitor in a small public school, not because he wanted to, but because life didn't give him many choices. His family struggled. His father had left early. His mother worked 3 jobs just to keep food on the table. So he took the only work he could find, sweeping classrooms, emptying trash bins, and cleaning up the spills that other students left behind without a second thought. Every single day, people would walk right past him like he was invisible. Some of the students even mocked him, calling him names or making jokes at his expense. The teachers, busy with their own work, rarely remembered his name. And deep down, a heavy question sat in his heart. Was this it? Was this all his life was ever going to be? But here's the thing that no one saw. Every single night, after the last bell had rung and the halls were silent, he would stay behind in one empty classroom, and he would teach himself. He didn't have a tutor or a fancy laptop. He borrowed old, worn-out textbooks from the school library. He watched free online courses on a cheap, cracked phone that he'd saved up for months to buy. He listened to motivational speakers, their voices filling the quiet room, telling him that more was possible. Quietly, stubbornly, he held on to a single belief, that life could change, but only if he never, ever stopped learning. One night, while he was mopping the long, empty hallway, the squeak of his mop echoing against the lockers, he overheard 2 teachers talking. Their voices were low, but he caught a few words. Regional robotics competition. He froze, his hands tightening on the mop handle. Robotics? Engineering? Machines? It was everything he secretly loved. It was everything he was studying, alone, late into the night. It was everything he wished he could be a part of. But then, reality hit him like a cold wave. He knew the truth. Students joined competitions. Not janitors, it was a line that seemed impossible to cross. Still, a tiny spark of hope refused to be put out. He had to ask. He took a deep breath, his heart pounding in his chest, and walked toward the teacher's office. His hands were shaking as he knocked on the door. He stepped inside and finally said the words that could change everything. "Can I help your team? I know I can learn. I just need a chance." The teachers looked at each other, surprised. A janitor wanting to join the robotics club? It was unusual, to say the least, but they didn't dismiss him. They saw the sincerity in his eyes. They agreed to let him assist. Not as a competitor, of course, but as the guy who organized the tools, cleaned the parts, and quietly studied from the sidelines. It wasn't the role he dreamed of, but it was a start. It was a chance, and that was all he needed. He didn't stay in the background for long. One evening, the team hit a wall. They were stuck on a complex mechanical problem, and frustration was running high. Ideas were thrown around, but nothing worked. From the corner of the room, he had been watching, analyzing the design, running calculations in his head. Quietly, he spoke up and suggested a solution. A small, simple change to the gear assembly. Skeptical but desperate, the team decided to try it. And it worked perfectly. In that moment, everything shifted. Suddenly, he wasn't just the kid who cleaned the floors anymore. He was the one with ideas. He was the one who saw things others missed. He moved from being a helper to a teammate, and soon to the person everyone on the team relied on when things went wrong. His quiet confidence and deep knowledge, earned through countless lonely nights of study, were now out in the open. Months later, the team found themselves at the regional competition. They fought hard, their robot performing flawlessly, thanks in large part to the innovations he had introduced. They won second place, their highest achievement in the school's history. The team erupted in celebration, but the real victory came after the awards were handed out. A visiting engineer who had been a judge at the event had been watching their team closely. But he wasn't just watching the robot. He had noticed the quiet, focused kid who seemed to be the backbone of the team. He saw his incredible work ethic, his brilliant ideas, his silent, unwavering discipline. The engineer approached him after the competition, and after a short conversation, he made an offer that would change his life forever. He offered him a scholarship, a real one. Full tuition to study engineering at a top university. Years flew by. The same kid who once mopped floors and emptied trash cans returned to his old school. But this time, he wasn't carrying cleaning tools. He was wearing a company badge. He had become an engineer. Then, a project leader. Then, the owner of his own small tech startup, a company that grew beyond anything he could have ever imagined. And one day, when he heard that the school's robotics lab was struggling with outdated equipment, he made a decision. He donated everything they needed: new computers, 3D printers, state-of-the-art robotics kits. He did it silently, anonymously, without expecting any recognition or thanks. It took a while, but eventually, people found out who their secret benefactor was, and finally, everyone in that school learned his name. But by then, he didn't need their praise. He had already learned the most important lesson of all. Your beginnings do not decide your ending. Your effort does. Some people start life with every advantage. Some people start with a mop in their hands. But what truly matters isn't where you begin. It's whether you keep moving forward, whether you keep learning, and whether you keep believing in yourself, especially when nobody else is watching. That is where true strength is forged. That is how you build a life that no one saw coming. Thank you for watching. If this story moved you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more.